want to know what the best things are to do in Edinburgh? Well, this video is for you. It may be that this is your first trip or you've been many times before, but during this video, I'm going to share with you 16 top tips of things you should do in Edinburgh based on our recent 48-hour trip. So let's get to it. So Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland and has been since the 15th century and is a very walkable city. Edinburgh has one of the most spectacular urban landscapes in the world, which has been shaped by volcanoes, ice and humans. The influence of Harry Potter and several filming locations from Hollywood blockbusters, as well as the ancient streets, make this a great haven for you to spend your time. Edinburgh has a medieval old town and an elegant Georgian new town with lots of green spaces and gardens. And at the top of the city is Edinburgh Castle, home of Edinburgh's crown jewels and stone of destiny used in the coronation of Scottish rulers for many years. Edinburgh is very well connected to the rest of the UK via train links. However, we flew into Edinburgh Airport and we took the tram from the airport into the new town. It took around 40 minutes and cost about £9.50 for an open return. There's also an Airlink bus available right outside the airport terminal. The best location to stay in Edinburgh is either in the new town or the old town. I always pick the old town because I love just walking around during the day and night in the cobbled streets and also down the different alleys, which we'll show you later. During our stay, we picked the Wild Apartments because it was round the corner from Grassmarket and also offered magnificent views of the castle. We wanted an area where we could have a separate living space and bedroom, so went for a one-bed apartment and also offered a castle view from inside the apartment. Also came complete with a full kitchen. If you'd like to check out what our castle view looked like from our apartment, head on over to the full review of the Wild Apartment. You'll find the link within the description. So the first thing I always do when I come to Edinburgh, and my tip number one, is visit the Old Town. It's been a UNESCO site since 1995 and it's a bustling area of centuries-old buildings and narrow alleys. You'll be fascinated by the unique architecture and hidden corners and alleys, and you'll never be far away from your next photo opportunity. One of my absolute favourite things to do is just get lost down all the many alleys and streets, and each of the alleys have quirky fun names above them and sometimes engraved in the floor, which can be explored both day and night for a different feeling. It'll make you feel like you're stepping back in time. So tip number two is the Castle and Royal Mile, both of which are located within the Old Town. And Edinburgh Castle is one of the oldest fortified places in Europe with a long rich history as a royal residence, military garrison, prison and fortress. And when you climb up Castle Hill, you'll be walking in footsteps of soldiers, kings and queens, and even the odd pirate or two. Make sure you visit the castle at both day and night because in the evening it's all lit up and it's gorgeous. We didn't go in the castle as we wanted to make the most of Edinburgh as we could. However, tickets start from £19.50 for an adult and £11.40 for a child. They're even cheaper if you book them online. They also offer official guided tours which need to be booked in advance. So the Royal Mile is the name of the street which you will walk along from the castle to the Scottish Parliament and the Palace of Holyrood House, the King's Scottish residence. The street is lined with traditional pubs, eateries, souvenir shops and identifiable filming locations and museums. You'll also find St Giles Cathedral, which is free to enter and is spectacular inside, so I'd highly recommend a visit. Number three is a walking tour or bus tour. So no trip to Edinburgh is complete without a walking tour of the city. You'll find links within the description. We've previously used City Explorers, which is a free walking tour. We found it very engaging and educational, plus you pay what you feel the tour is worth at the very end. Highlights included Edinburgh Castle, Royal Mile, St Giles Cathedral, Grassmarket and the Old and New Town. Alternatively, you can take one of the many bus tours around Edinburgh. Or if you feel brave enough, you can take a ghost tour. So point number four, because we feel it deserves its very own point, is the Harry Potter walking tour. If you are a Harry Potter fan, then I'd highly recommend doing a specific walking tour. We've used a company previously called Potter Trail, who offers free walking tours, and they include the locations of where Lord Voldemort's father is buried, the cafe where J.K. Rowling wrote her very first Harry Potter book, a trip round down the real Diagon Alley, and many more locations. You will find a link in the description. So number 5 is Dean Village and the Leith River Walk. So Dean Village is a quaint village along the River Leith. It's about a 15-minute walk from Princes Street in the new town. And we visited the village for the very first time and started there. I was very surprised that we'd never visited here before because it's really beautiful. Then we started to take a long stroll along the river walkway, and this took us all the way along to Leith, which is beautiful and picturesque. After about a 25-minute walk from the village, we arrived in Stockbridge, which offered a variety of different boutique shops and restaurants. If you like pizza, we'd recommend Franco Mancha, or GQ for boutique chocolates, or grabbing yourself a hot chocolate to continue on with your walk. Number 6 is the Royal Botanical Gardens. So after visiting Stockbridge, we continued along the River Leith and detoured off to the Botanical Gardens, which is set within 70 acres of beautiful landscape. It's free to enter and offer an array of areas to explore. The garden includes the Alpine houses, a Chinese hillside, a cottage, and a memorial garden which houses gorgeous shell walls. So number 7 is Victoria Street. Victoria Street is a must-see. It's a curved cobbled street which winds up from Grassmarket to George IV Bridge near the Royal Mile. It's famous for its unusual shape and coloured buildings, and it's often said to be the inspiration behind Diagon Alley in the Harry Potter series. There's often street performers you'll find within the stairway or alleys along the street, so we highly recommend adding this to your list of things to see. Number 8 is Cockburn Street. Cockburn Street is another one of my favourite streets in Edinburgh Old Town. It offers unique shops, restaurants and cafes, even features in a Marvel film. At the top of Cockburn Street, we watched a young guy play the bagpipes, which really made us feel at home in Scotland. And if you follow the streets to the bottom, you'll find the smallest coffee shop in Edinburgh and the start of the new town. Number 9 is Scottish traditional food. Now, Edinburgh is famous for offering a wide selection of food and has an amazing food culture. You definitely need to try some Scottish traditions during your visit. So during our visit, we tried haggis and chips, a battered Mars bar, a can of iron brew, a hot chocolate. There are loads of unique independent coffee shops. We also visited Edinburgh Street Food Hall, which had a massive array of different street food vendors, and also butterscotch beer. This was only a small taster of the delicious food and drink we tried in Edinburgh. Make sure you head on over to our video of the best food and drink to try in Edinburgh. You'll find the link within the description. Number 10 is Grassmarket. So Grassmarket, during the 18th century, the area was home to one of the city's main gallows, with crowds regularly gathering to watch public executions. Located in the old town, offering stunning views of the castle, Grassmarket is one of the most picturesque and lively areas of the city. It offers an array of traditional pubs, boutique shops and independent restaurants, and also on most Saturdays has a market. If you'd like to experience an old traditional pub, we'd recommend the Last Drop, which has a heritage of over 150 years, and the Last Drop refers to the last hanging held in the Grassmarket in 1864. They even have a noose on display inside. Rumour has it, the pub is where men who had been sentenced were taken for their last meal, and the gallows across the road were where they were prepared. Number 11 is movie locations. Edinburgh is home to many TV and movie locations, most famously Sunshine on Leith, Eurovision the movie, Harry Potter, Trainspotting and Avengers Infinity War. If you'd like to learn more about these locations, then check out our Edinburgh movie location video. You'll find the link within the description. Number 12 is the New Town. So the New Town was built in stages between 1767 and 1850 and retains much of its original neoclassical and Georgian period architecture. It's easily connected and walkable from the Old Town. It's about a 5-minute walk from the castle, and our favourite walking route is via Cockburn Street. You'll find Princes Street Gardens at the bottom. Princes Street is one of the main roads in the New Town, and it offers the main shopping district in Edinburgh. The New Town offers a variety of shops, restaurants, including my favourite Indian restaurant, Dish Room. So there's some really cool places to see within the New Town. One of my favourites is the Scott Monument. It's a Victorian Gothic monument and is one of the largest monuments in the world dedicated to a writer, Sir Walter Scott. The Scottish National Gallery is Scotland's national art gallery located close to Princes Street. The building is gorgeous and it first opened in 1859. And finally, Princes Street Gardens, offering magnificent views of the castle. If you want stunning photos of the castle, make sure you head down here. Also a beautiful place for you to escape from the bustling city. Number 14 is Carlton Hill. Carlton Hill offers magnificent views across Edinburgh, located in the new town and home to many monuments. Even offer views of Arthur's Seat without the tiring hike up the mountain. It's marked as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and Carlton Hill has some of the city's best views, and if you get up early, the best sunrises. The most famous monument is the National Monument, which was designed as a replica as the Parthenon in Athens. Number 15 is Holyrood Palace, the King's official residence in Edinburgh and the home of the Scottish royal history. Located at the bottom of the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, at the opposite end of Edinburgh Castle. We didn't go inside the palace because we didn't have much time, however we enjoyed the stroll from the castle right down to the palace. The King's Gallery also offers works of art from the royal collection, and there's a really lovely cafe in the courtyard and a royal gift shop where you can buy all of your royal family souvenirs. Number 16 is the Farmers Market at Castle Terrace. Every Saturday, there is a farmers market at the base of the castle, offering a variety of local market stores, including cheese, hog roast, bakery items, fresh fruit and veg, and Scottish traditions. There's also a gorgeous backdrop view of the castle. Highly recommend a visit. The market is open between 9 AM to 2 PM every Saturday. So now I've got a secret to share with you, and it is one of my favourite top tips. I use it all the time. When you visit Edinburgh or any other city in the UK, download the app Too Good To Go. This is where you can purchase surplus food from local cafes and restaurants and shops, and they'll sell the items at a discounted rate. Usually you get a big bag of surprise items. We visited Hot Toddy in Edinburgh and we received a large bakery selection. Everything was still fresh and crispy. However, we paid £2.99 and received 4 croissants, 2 pain au chocolats and a lemon meringue tart. So that sorted out our breakfast for the next day. I really hope you've enjoyed the top tips that we've shared on Edinburgh. If you've got any questions, please drop them in the comment section. Alternatively, to help us keep making free videos like this, please do like, subscribe and share this video. Please do check out these additional videos where you can get more detail on the amazing things that we did in Edinburgh.